Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel.
We're all snuggly on the sofa.
Snuggled into the lounge today.
Like a morning snuggle on the sofa.
We've hidden ourselves away in the lounge for today because we've got quite a lot going on.
It's our safety zone.
I know, it's quite a nice little safety zone, isn't it? It's definitely become like I've still got my fairy lights on. I even put them on in the day. I don't even know if you can see them.
Cute even in the day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's quite like my calming space. I find the lounges, so I'm not too mad about being stuck in here. But we're having the, as you guys know, the utility done, and the garage transformation and everything. But we're also having the doors painted. You can see on the doors, we were going to go for a white originally, which is why we have these two samples here. But we actually decided a little while ago we were going to go for black. We took the plunge, didn't we?
We did, yes.
We took the plunge. I'm not sure how it's going to look,
and
but
we all the handles and all the hardware. Really exciting.
It was on your guys' request, to be honest. Like, you guys know, we always listen to you. And there was kind of like a split, wasn't there, between black and white.
I think there's far more black though.
There was, yeah, but then we got scared, so we were like, oh, we're going to go white. And then we were like, oh, we're going to go white. And then you all were like, no, go black. It'll look so much better. So we listened to you guys, as always. And we've gone black.
And we tested it, didn't we, on that sliding door in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
We thought, let's do this black, because it would be a nice feature even if all the other doors are white. And it looks so good.
It's like our favourite door in the house.
So that kind of pushed us then big time, didn't it?
Yeah, so we've got black doors, black handles, black hinges, all being transformed. So that started today, as well as all the stuff going on in the garage. So we're basically just locking ourselves away in the safe room in the house.
We're just being dramatic, guys. Okay.
We are. And I've brought this in here, which is a bit of a strange one, but basically this is like, I was trying to explain what it is to James. It's basically like a blanket ladder. So it's a ladder, and it was from when we were doing up our bedroom. I ordered it and I was like, this will be really cute because we can hang blankets on it and all of that. And then it never...
We love blankets in our bedroom.
I know, we literally don't have like one. It was like under the bed. It was just me getting carried away. So then I was like, no, it's not going to suit in the bedroom. I'll keep it for somewhere else. Now I'm thinking, this is what I always see on Pinterest in nurseries, is a perfect place to have a blanket ladder because babies actually have a lot of blankets, and we've got like the knitted one from your mum, we've got the one that says baby Whittaker, like loads that you kind of want on display. So I thought it would be really cute to have a blanket ladder. So I'm going to build this now while we kind of chill.
Should I just leave to it?
Yeah, but you just...
I'm going to make a cup of coffee. I haven't finished this one yet.
That's fine, I'm just 32 weeks pregnant on my own, chilling, building my furniture. It's a shelf,
so... toolkit?
Yeah, I think I might need to borrow your toolkit. I can't remember what it looks like. I think it's nice.
It looks nice.
You can kind of see a little bit of it. Oh, it's grey. Okay, we'll have to build that and see what it looks like.
Yeah, it'd be nice to add some nice grey to the nursery. Quite knack of it.
Everything we've got is grey. And today we're kind of like ticking down the time and planning the day around my midwife appointment. I'm 32 weeks now, so I've got another midwife appointment, and I always find them really, whatever it is to do with the baby, is it?
I feel,
Yeah, I find them really exciting. Yeah, that's right.
It's like people and things. I'm confused. But no, it is them.
I never get it right. So yeah, I just get excited to know anything new about the baby, even if it's just them listening to the heartbeat, which they do. And also, I love knowing what position she's in, because I feel like I can feel loads of different things, like loads of like hard bits and different bits. And then I like knowing, well, that's her arm, that's her feet, and that's her bum and all of that. So I like it when they have a feel and it's just so clever. They can tell you exactly where the baby is. So I'm excited to know, because she should be getting engaged soon. She should be engaging down into the pelvis.
Not until she's at least 35. Okay? she ain't dating no one.
That works well, actually, because it is around 35 weeks, 36 weeks they engage. But weeks, not years. Okay, go make your coffee and I'll...
So I was going to say
that
we can start seeing the bumps now, isn't it? Which is quite cute.
The what?
You can start seeing like little movements in your tummy.
Yeah.
Just by the eye. But
just by the eye, yeah.
Right now, people see like quite dramatic
movements. They do.
Do you think that's because of your front placenta? Or are you not sure?
I think so. Like,
I think she just can't be bothered.
I thought early on that we had like a really active baby, but when I read online, I was looking something up the other day, and I read online and it was like, you know, most people have 10 movements every half an hour. Not me. Like, I have but they say it doesn't really matter. Whatever is normal for you is all that you need to keep track of. So you're not counting 10 movements every half an hour, because your baby might do 10 movements a day, and if they do around 10 movements a day every day, that's fine. But yeah, I would say she pretty much like barely moves in the day, maybe 1 or 2 movements, and then
I wonder if it's more if you have an office job and you're sitting most of the day. Maybe if
maybe
because you always feel it in the nights when you relax. So maybe if you were in a more sedentary job. But also, it's just amazing how much it changes. So my mum always goes on about how my brother literally didn't move the entire pregnancy. That he was the laziest baby, and she had to have constant tests to make sure he was still in there.
Yeah.
And then I was the opposite, and I was hyper.
Yeah.
And just didn't stop moving, which was she was convinced I was a girl. But then it just goes to show that, you know, just every single baby's different.
It's honestly so true. So maybe she'll be like a bit calm. Maybe she won't be as like hyperactive as we thought she was going to be.
That'd be nice. She'd sleep.
Because she's definitely not mad
all the time.
But yeah, hopefully. But in the evenings, yeah, we can definitely see the bump like jiggling about and moving, and when we put our hands on it, like you can feel her kind of dragging her feet and dragging her hands. So cute.
I was just wondering whether there'd ever be a point that it was like you could really see it.
Yeah, I think
know,
you
like
can.
When you see, but I don't know with you. I don't know. That's why I'm wondering whether actually you don't do that with all babies. It's just the really extreme ones that you see.
Yeah,
on Instagram and YouTube.
Because I do have my placenta at the front, see, so it does kind of block some of the movement still, and some of the, if she's right behind the placenta, it is kind of a lot softer, and it can be harder to feel her movements. But I think by like 38 weeks, I think the placenta's kind of not meant to make a difference at all because they're so big. But it still would make a slight difference. There's still another layer.
Yeah. It's like the pee under the mattresses. Doesn't matter how many mattresses you put on.
You can still feel the pee. So we'll have to see if we get like, you know, proper shaking belly.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I hope we do, even if it's just for the last kind of few days.
Yeah, because it'll make it exciting then.
Yeah. I don't
like she's trying to come out.
Too long for you. Already Carys is like, oh, she's pressing a bit.
She's like kicking right under my boob. Hello, gorgeous. Is this your new favourite seat in the house?
I was just about to move everything off her bed for her, and she was like, no, armchair for me.
She absolutely loves this armchair. And when we had it in the kitchen, and I was, do you want to make more noise while vlogging? when it was in the kitchen, I was going to feel so sad for her because I was like, James, we're getting rid of this armchair. It's not going anywhere. And I knew it was Mila's favourite armchair. But
it's my favourite armchair.
Yeah. But you don't matter. But now I'm happy. She jumps on a little armchair every night when we're watching TV.
A little snuggle, don't you?
And yeah, I do. I have to take her pillows out every time. I've just put them in for decoration because they look cute.
So that's obviously all we do really, is we just make things look cute, and then the nights it's really just like...
Yeah, it's just like, why don't... Who actually puts pillows in their dog bed because the dog can't actually sit in there.
And also, who needs a pillow reserved for the dog? As if a guest is going to come in and just go, I'll just sit here if that's alright.
Sorry, did you not see the pillow?
Sorry, that
actually says reserved for the dog. Oh my god, you're making me feel stupid for buying my pillow off Amazon.
I thought it was meant to go on an armchair or something like a
I think it is.
Oh, this was there for the dog.
Yeah, I think that's actually what it is meant to be.
But this one actually is, so maybe we should put it on there.
But even so, we have to remove the one pillow that we have on there because
exactly.
she's very fussy.
She doesn't fit so well though. She's too far at the front then.
You're very happy with this armchair, aren't you? Yes. Yeah, so we've unboxed it, and it's great because it seems nice and simple to put up. We've literally just got 4 pieces, 4 things.
There's no screws. There's no screws.
No screws. There is no screws, even though there's meant to be screws.
Actually, a whole load of screws. Look, all of these screws. And there's no screws.
We're confused, and it's not in the box.
No.
We're gonna have to use our own screws.
We can't return it because we've owned it for about a year now.
Ooh, it's gonna be cute. I don't want to return it.
We're gonna be using like 1 silver screw, 1 copper screw, 1 black screw.
I know, it's gonna look like a mess.
Yeah.
I swear she can hear us sometimes because literally after all that kerfuffle, she's just gone and jumped in her bed with her 2 pillows in for the first time ever. You've never done that before. Did you hear us talking about you and your pillows? You are a funny girl. Okay, so we've got, James is just doing a little bit of admin, and I'm just gonna have a look through the screws, and I've got the trusty toolbox that I bought James for Christmas. Honestly, guys, you suggested I get James a little toolbox for just like all the little bits we need for around the house, because it just keeps everything in one place. And I feel like we've been talking about this toolbox in so many videos. James even did a little, you know, demonstration and explanation of his toolbox in the last nursery video. And it's so handy. It's honestly the best thing I got James for Christmas by far. So I'm gonna have a look. I've got loads of odd bod screws, and I'm gonna see whether we've got enough to put this together. Ta-da! That literally took me 15 minutes. That was probably, not even exaggerating, some of the best luck I've ever had in my life. In this random bag of screws, this has just proved why James was right, that it's always good to keep screws. I managed to find the perfect screws to fit in there, and the perfect screws to fit in there, and the perfect amount of them. 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 screws to go in there. James hasn't even seen yet. He's only been gone 15 minutes doing his admin. And I'm chuffed with that. I honestly thought that was not going to come together. As I was going through the bags, I was like, this was very optimistic that we were going to be able to find the perfect amount of screws to work for this random ladder. Very, very happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to show that to James now. I'm sweating. It's hot in here. I literally overheat so much since being pregnant. I feel like it's just all this extra baby heaviness that I'm carrying with me. It just makes even just screwing the screwdriver a little bit harder and more sweaty. But I'm loving every second of it still. Today, I can say that today. I'll catch you guys up on everything that's been happening with like symptoms and just like a whole pregnancy update later on, but I'm feeling good today. I just called James in. Wasn't I only like 15 minutes?
Oh my goodness.
I was literally just saying on the vlog, that was probably the best luck I've ever had. Like, in that random bag of screws,
yeah,
we managed to find the perfect fitting screws for these 4.
Were they all in one bag?
No.
Like, I wonder
No.
if accidentally...
No. One was randomly from, like, the screws were from there, and then I got 4 bolts from there, which go on the other end of the screws. And then the 8 other screws were in this random envelope.
Are the bolts meant to sit in? No, they're meant to just be on show like that.
No, they're not, obviously not. Like,
oh, okay.
I'm sure, I don't know what actually came with it, you know?
It looks good though.
But it looks good.
Did you put it the right way around?
Is it not the right way around?
I'd say no. Isn't it? Like, that's the legs, isn't it?
Oh. Oh yeah, you're definitely right. Yeah. Oh, I thought I had it the right way round and everything.
Because that's kind of like flattened up against a wall.
Yes. Oh, you're right.
That looks amazing.
Chuffed with that. And it's sturdy as heck.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I screwed them in proper.
Oh my god, I screw in. I love it. I think that's great.
Me too, I'm chuffed.
Well done.
All in a morning's work, 15 minutes.
Honestly, that was the quickest thing I think we've ever put up in our entire lives, and I had nothing to do with it, so that's probably why.
That is why. Leave me to it, Bill, and I'll just get it done. So it is now almost 12:30. I don't even know what we've been busy doing. Not much. It's still early, you know?
Oh, we went to collect a piece of equipment to put the washing machine and tumble dry on top of each other.
We did.
That's what we did.
To stack in the utility, because it is coming together, which is exciting. I got my baby book, and we're on our way now to the appointment. Luckily, it's literally like 2 seconds down the road, isn't it?
It is, but it's raining, so I'm going to drop Carys down.
Ooh, the weather is not good today, so I will update you guys when we get back. So, back from a midwife appointment, makeup off, comfies on, time to walk the dog. Hi. Oh, hey. And stretch. I'll do like a full update on everything that we went over with the midwife when we get back from walking the dog. It was a really good appointment, really positive, and we went through so much as well, which was really nice. What was I gonna? I know, but I just gave it a little bit of a tidy to show you guys. Oh my goodness! So I posted this on my story. I didn't even post it properly on my story. I just reposted something anyway. And loads of you are like, oh my god, the new setup. And I was like, right, in the next vlog, we need to show this new setup that we've done with the kitchen table. We love it, don't we?
So nice.
James always suggested, so we used to have the table the other way around. And James always was kind of the one suggesting that we tried moving it this way. And I was like, Bill, I've tried it before, it just doesn't work. It just takes up more room and it's just less efficient. But we've actually pushed it like right in line up against the cabinet, and it kind of just looks like it's like streamlining in from the kitchen, doesn't it?
But like loads of kitchen tops, they have like an island that kind of slopes off, so we thought rather than how it's all fitted, you can just chuck a table up against it.
Boom! And then we had the chairs on the side, but obviously we have this armchair here at the moment. This is like the mess corner. We're not sure what we're doing with this corner yet in the future, but we did like to have an armchair there for now. Huh?
What are we doing with it? With an armchair staying there?
Yeah, but we might put a basket or something. I don't know what. We haven't like fully decided what's happening yet with this.
My armchairs from all over the house.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
To watch the TV when you kick me out the lounge.
Yeah, so James uses the armchair to watch the TV.
When the sporting events are on.
The TV over there. So we do want to keep it there. So we had the two other black chairs there, and they were just, the walkway was just too small. So we put that bench there, which if anyone remembers is my rustic bench from when we first moved into the house. First thing I ever ordered for the new house. A year ago now. That was a year. Wow.
More than a year.
That has gone so quick.
Almost a year and a month.
Wow. So yeah, put the bench there, and I just absolutely love it. I've just fallen even more in love with the whole kitchen and the whole vibe just by doing this setup with the rug. And then we obviously have an extra chair on the end and a chair there for now. So, you know, in the future, obviously we're not having anyone over at the moment, but we have flexibility to just move it all around. And, you know, that bench isn't amazing. It's not like
It's not sturdy.
It's not super sturdy or comfy. It's more like a kind of featurey bench. I sit on it because I like a quirky little wobbly bench. But if we were to have guests over, we've got the option of obviously having us all on chairs in the future. Anyway, I blooming love the setup. I'd love to know what you guys think, because I feel like it's transformed the whole kitchen.
I know, it looks amazing. And now we're going to take that pooper on a walk.
This one. I've got my pregnancy support band on. Honestly, guys, if anyone's pregnant here, highly recommend.
Yeah, I'm really glad Cal's got it, because initially I was having to walk behind her the whole walk, just going like this. So now it just saves me having to do that and walk. It's really good.
Picking up the bump. It really does pick it up, and just like, I don't know how it does it really, but I think it puts the weight into your back or something. I don't know, it's really strange, but it helps loads on long walks, which are really good to try and keep going on towards the end of pregnancy. So yeah, even in my baggiest of jumpers now, the bumps most definitely popping out and noticeable at all times. Also, as we said, we're getting the doors painted today, and here is the tiniest little sneak peek. This has just got the first layer on it of the one downstairs of the black doors. Oh my gosh, they are coming along so nicely. They look a million times better than I even ever thought they would. So I cannot wait to like, just once they're all done, like tidy the whole house and do you like a doors tour. I just feel like it's gonna be so satisfying. I just wasn't sure how they were gonna look. Obviously we haven't had the downstairs ones yet, and so that'll be interesting to see how they look, but the upstairs ones are coming together. It's transformation, that's for sure. Okay, so we're back from dog walk. It was very good. I was actually probably the slowest I've been so far on a dog walk.
So, in the nicest way.
James is making us some coffees. Yeah, I just felt like today, I don't know, it just felt like I could not move quicker than a waddling duck. Like, a duck probably did actually move quicker than me.
Ducks move pretty quick at times.
But it's okay, because we still do over an hour long walk, so Mila still gets her whole running around and everything, and it's just good. Wow, that's actually quite loud, that tap.
It is, isn't it?
That's our boiling water tap on the go there. Yeah, so obviously Mila still gets it, and it's just good for me to keep moving. Like I said to my midwife today that I was still trying to do an hour dog walk a day, and she was like, that's really, really good, try and keep that going. So that is all positive. So, what positives did I have from today's appointment? So they think that the baby is head down, which is really exciting, because that's kind of, from now, that's kind of what you're looking for, and is always kind of a positive. Obviously, we still have loads of time. If the baby wasn't head down, there is still loads of time to move, and they can still move. Like, they definitely can still move around for now, and they can even move like right up until you're giving birth, basically. So it's not a possibility, but it's not a possibility, but it does slow down. So if they do go into like an engaged position, it is meant to be seen as like a positive, because they're kind of heading down that way, which is always a good sign. Heading down the right way. She's not swimming up. So they couldn't get the best feeling of the head, which they can usually feel like right in the pelvis, but they couldn't feel the head above. And I have kicks, strong kicks up high, which indicates legs, and also the heartbeat was down below, which indicates the chest of the baby is towards the bottom, which would indicate her head. is also down there. She's just deep in the pelvis, you know? Couldn't quite get to it.
Her head's there. She's like, let me out.
But if they had to predict, they would predict that she wasn't breached, which was good.
If they have to predict, which they do.
They do.
It's written in your notes.
It was written in the notes. Not breached. I can't remember. Is it
engaged? No.
engaged? That's when they like really engage, but I'm not sure if she would actually be classed as engaged, because that's like when I think your whole belly drops and they're like locked in the pelvis. I don't know. But yeah, that was all positive. Heartbeat was really strong. Everything was good with me. She remembered again, which was really nice. Honestly, my midwife is so friendly, that I wanted a home birth. She asked me about it each time, and she gave us a really good booklet, which we went through. Off your Apple
It's so hard when you get a message and you just want to peek instantly. I wasn't intending on reading it properly. I've seen who it was from. It's like, but yeah, she gave us a little leaflet to have a little gander through about home births. And it's always, but it's always, I think every time you do something in life, obviously, someone has to tell you the negatives.
Defo.
And even a midwife who's a massive advocate for home birth, they still have to make you aware of the negatives. Just like if you were going to have a C-section, just like if you were going to have the epidural. Even if you're convinced it's the right thing for you, they still have to tell you
you still
which
have
is quite hard to read, isn't it?
Yeah, and hard to hear, like about all the emergency situations that could happen, about the reasons you might be transferred to the hospital.
Yeah.
You need to know it all, but it can be quite overwhelming when obviously
you've made that decision.
You're just listening to a list of emergency things that could happen and are rare but may happen to you, and so you have to know about them. So it's really good because all we want to really do is know everything and know all our options and make an informed decision, because as long as we know everything, the decision we make will be the right one for us.
Like, we're certainly not against anything. Like, we highly doubt we'll end up on a consultant-led ward.
Yeah.
But could do. You know, there's still time that the baby could end up breached or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's probably between a midwife-led unit, which we don't have a specific birthing centre.
Look how dirty your hand is.
We have a midwife-led unit at the hospital. So it's between that and a home birth.
We look like messes. You're covered in mud and I've got coffee all down my jumper.
Just for my dog, the dog.
Doesn't matter.
I know.
That's less boo. So yeah, we're really interested in a home birth still, and we're definitely going to plan for one. Like, whether it comes to the day and we've planned a whole home birth and I want to go into hospital, or an hour into doing labouring at home I want to go into hospital, I am open to the birth going however I feel it should go on the day. And obviously I'm open to any, like, if they say, oh, we would advise you go into hospital now, take me there. I'm happy. Wherever is going to be, you know, the safest and best to birth my baby. But I really do feel like the most positive experience for me and us, I feel like, will be at home.
I think so. And they also said, so if there is an emergency, like, you can call an ambulance and wait, or you could just, you know, if one of you can drive, you know, I can drive, you can just kind of go in the car and the midwives actually go with you in the back seat. So it's not even that you would, like, be under... wait for the ambulance. Like, they would allow you, the husband or birthing partner, to drive the car. Because
we live so close. Like, it is obviously different if you live 30, 40, 50 minutes from a hospital. It can be more complicated.
Well, they advise if you live over 30 minutes from a hospital that you kind of don't have a home birth,
which is difficult, but yeah, obviously we do live like 5 minutes from the hospital, so that's good. So yeah, we went over all that stuff, which was really positive and really exciting, because we need to start thinking about like the equipment that we want at home, birthing pools, because I really would love to give birth in the pool as well. Again, like, if I just kind of want to labour in the pool and then decide I don't want to push, or it doesn't work in the pool, I can get out and whatever, but just have all my options at home. I would love to have a birthing pool. I would love to look into getting a TENS machine. I know I've seen comments from you guys before saying how good TENS machines are. And there's just loads of different things to look into, which is really exciting, because come 34 weeks, which is my next midwife appointment, so in 2 weeks time, which I like how kind of it seems far away till 40 weeks, but everything's coming split up. So now it's only 2 weeks till we'll be doing our birth plan and like writing down an official birth plan with the midwife.
We have to do that with midwife.
Yeah, well, you can do it yourself, and then they have to just have access to it on the day, you know.
So I had like 6 candles.
Yeah, like don't blow out my electronic candles.
7.5 donuts.
Yeah, I love how it says on their midwife thing, like, they need access to a kettle so they can make themselves tea and stuff. Yeah, I love that.
Pot noodles.
I was like, right, we're going to get all the snacks in for the midwives, cups of tea, James will be on it.
You'll do that, and then you'll go into labour at like 37.5 weeks, you'll be like, I
I'm so sorry. All I've got is my shortbread. So yeah, there's loads of planning to do for the for potential home birth, which is really exciting. I feel I got a little bit overwhelmed yesterday. I feel like I've got to a point where obviously things are, if I like hear a very negative birth story or something upsets me that I hear, it can feel a lot more triggering because I think I am getting so close to that time of actually birthing my baby that so I was typing in positive birth stories and like I wanted to watch a couple on YouTube.
Which is really recommended by a lot of kind of hypnobirthing companies to go and like find, because it's quite easy to hear. So a lot of people will kind of tell you about negative birth stories, and it's actually much more difficult to seek out positive. So
and it was actually really nice because her birth, like I feel like when people hear positive birth stories, they think that they're easy, but this wasn't. This was a 37-hour labour. She was throwing up the whole time. Like she had severe diarrhea. It was like what I would be like, sort of hear that and be like, that's traumatic. But then she was phrasing it as a positive birth story, which was actually really nice because that's the whole point, I think, of hypnobirthing and birthing is meant to be that, like, however it goes, just trying to live it and just sort of experience it and for it to come out as hopefully a positive experience for you, which it clearly did for her, even though it was so unexpected, everything that happened. But obviously it was overwhelming for me because I do have the phobia of throwing up. So nausea and throwing up have been something that I am most scared about with the birth. Like I'm not scared about anything else to do with the birth apart from that.
It is just like briefly talking to Carys, and I'm like, but you know, it's going to be quite, if not painful, it would be very uncomfortable giving birth. And she's like, yeah, but it's the throwing up that makes me
really anxious. But I'm not
having
the gas and air because what if I throw up? What if this? What if that? So that's a whole separate thing, but I've actually because I've listened to so many positive birth stories that involve throwing up, and a lot of it, I'm almost not expecting to throw up, but I know it's a high possibility I can, and I feel positive about it.
I think it's good, and I think like before going into that story, I was literally thinking here like, should we put a trigger warning before going into that story in case there's any pregnant people that don't want to hear it? But then it's a difficult one because you should hear it. Like you kind of have to be ready for the possibility of diarrhea, throwing up.
You don't want to sugarcoat birth and be like, it was just everything went perfectly. Yeah. Because that would throw me off. If I didn't know throwing up was a thing, and then when I started labouring, I started throwing up everywhere and really being unwell, I would think something was really wrong. And I'd be really worried.
And I think that's the point, isn't it? It's not that everything didn't go well, I was throwing up. It's like, no, everything does go well, even if you throw up. Like, birth can go perfectly well, even though you're throwing up and having diarrhea. That's kind of the point of the stories. It's like, expect it, and yes, it's not pleasant at all, throwing up or having diarrhea, but it's still a positive. It still is a perfectly healthy birth.
Yeah, it was like her body's way of doing labour, which just is crazy that it can be so different for so many people. But yeah, like things, I guess I have been becoming more sensitive to things and feeling a bit overwhelmed. But yeah, overall doing the hypnobirthing course with James and having James so involved, like I feel like he just knows now all of this. Like I think you'll feel like in a future video we'll go over everything we did together and like the certain things we've pulled from the course that we're practicing and doing every night and stuff. But I feel like everything I know, like the science behind labour, the muscles, the hormones, everything that goes into it, what we need to do, the breathing techniques, James knows them now just as well as I do. We're only 50% of the way through the course. Yeah. And I feel like James could coach me through the whole thing if I forget everything. So that feels really good.
I'm trying to make my notes so that I can be there. And I'll be there like with my binder like...
Oh, sorry, let me just... Oh, page 6, I've indexed here.
I did this on day 2 of the course.
Stroke up and down.
So yeah, that feels really fantastic. Like having James is such a big part of it. It makes me feel really, really confident and excited about it all. So that's really nice.
I think it's definitely something that I would promote to like all of the guys out there, is that like even if your wife or your partner seems quite chilled and they're like happy to kind of do it on their own, I would really push getting involved because it does get you prepared. And I think, I'm sure I'll reiterate again after the birth, but I think I was so naive and so ignorant, but kind of actually in a very negative way about birth. Like I was kind of quite anxious about it, and maybe a lot of guys are actually quite chilled about it or whatever. But what you don't want to do is get there and be shocked.
Yes.
Because then you will not only not really be able to help your partner, who's kind of the one going through it, but you will come out of it potentially traumatized and very upset.
People like, honestly, who was it that told me this, that men have PTSD from seeing their wives labour and be in birth because it's just... if you sort of not pretend it's not happening, but what actually happens is a massive shock if you kind of just bottle it all in and just kind of go with it on the day. So if you're someone that you do or you feel like your partner would benefit from that, like, we highly recommend, don't we?
And you know, a lot of guys are kind of like, you know, oh, I wish I could take some of the pain away from you. And it's like, well, you can't do that physically, but you know, you can definitely kind of get involved with breathing techniques and with stroking and with, you know, things like that, so that, yes, you can't, you know, feel the pain yourself rather than your other half, but you can help out in that way.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's
it just takes more preparation, unfortunately, than being big and butch and manly and going, I wish I could take the pain.
I know. There's actually quite a lot of prep that you can get involved with, like up until the birth. You know, we're doing quite a lot behind the scenes, and I think that's really exciting, especially for me, because the hypnobirthing people keep, like, the course and everything keeps reiterating, like, on the day I've just got to remember to breathe. James is the one that's got to remember all the...
What am I, keeper of the cave?
Yeah, absolutely. Protecting, making the teas, doing all the, you know, behind the scenes, keeping everything smooth and calm.
I'm shaving you now as well.
It might have to get to that, Boo. It might have to get to that. I do like to keep it trim, and I am struggling, guys, to even... The boots won't go on, nothing. I can't reach anything now, can I? Like, you do at my boots every single time.
I do.
And again, that's something I'm not sure how I'd cope without James. Okay. I like to read our little script of the day for baby at 32 weeks. So this
is week 32?
This is baby girl. This is how she's looking. She's all tucked up. Because, actually saying that, 42.4 centimetres she's meant to be. But bear in mind, on the app, she's meant to be 3.7 pounds. But today she was predicted to be 4.4, wasn't she?
Yes.
And we do know she's a bit above average, so that does kind of work out as a bit.
Not hugely, but yeah, she is. A little bit, and in the scan she was like literally the tiniest bit above average. The app seems to be small.
Yeah, the app seems to be...
Because when they do a line, whenever we have a scan, they have a kind of...
I guess she was quite a bit above today. She was,
but I'm saying on the scan the other week, which is still higher than this, it has a bar chart, and she's still like literally only just above the 50th percentile. And she's much heavier than that.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe American babies are lighter than British babies.
I don't know if this might be American, this might be British, I'm not sure. But yeah, she's a little bit bigger than that. But 42 centimetres it says on there, so that'll probably be even longer. That's like, okay, that's dramatic.
What's half a metre? So a metre's like, and then you half it, and you take away 10.
Proper baby size, that.
Yeah, it's over a foot, isn't it?
What?
It's well over a foot.
50 lala. How's your baby growing at 32 weeks? Your baby still has a bit more growing to do, but she may be already preparing for birth by getting into a head down position, which is what we hope she was in today. This is the best position for your baby to be in late pregnancy, as it increases the chance of a straightforward birth. If your baby isn't head down yet, don't worry, she still has plenty of time, and most babies move into the position before labour starts. If you do go into early labour, your baby now has a good chance of thriving. All her major organs are in place, they're just maturing a little bit more before she makes her entrance into the outside world.
Oh, that's so cute!
She's ready.
You're ready.
So yeah, was there any more updates? That's us really, just plodding on.
Our daughter painting.
Yeah, back to the house updates.
That's not really a pregnancy update.
No, not really.
No.
But yeah, I'm feeling good. The other thing I was going to say was I got myself into a pickle the other day when I felt her having hiccups, which is so normal, like from 20 weeks, but maybe it was because of my placenta being at the front. I haven't really felt her having hiccups because they're quite a small movement. They're obviously not arms and legs, they're literally just the baby going. It's when they start practicing to breathe.
So cute to imagine, isn't it? It's like a little bit.
And I hadn't felt them before. So I was like, oh, this is unusual. I got excited and I just Google everything. So I was like, oh, I'm going to Google hiccups, like see why they do it, how they do it. And I got into this like forum of like, and to be fair, it wasn't like someone was trying to be over negative. They were trying to sort of tell their story. But basically the story was that their baby had, how late on was she? 35 weeks. She had felt hiccups. They had said it was fine, but then the baby was stillborn and the umbilical cord was around its neck, and they predicted that the hiccups were actually not hiccups, they were a sign of the baby in distress. So obviously I read that and panicked. Like, what person wouldn't read that and panic? And it was actually really horrible because I didn't know whether I was being stupid, so I didn't know whether people would be like, no, don't be silly, like, don't panic. They just tell you to, you know, focus on the movements. Nobody mentioned this to me, so just forget it. But then obviously I couldn't forget it. It was going around in my head as I was trying to watch this movie. I was like, don't mention it to James because you're just going to make it real and it's going to be silly. And then in the end I did mention it to James, which is always a good idea. The most supportive partners are the best to have, because you just said straight away, didn't you? Just ring the people, because you have like an emergency number after 17 weeks.
And they really do push you to call. Like any kind of issue you have, like call the emergency number, definitely. There's no harm in it whatsoever.
Yeah, whereas I don't like doing that, but James is like, just call, and they'll just tell you if they want you to come in or if they don't want you to come in.
Because we've been there once before, I don't know if you guys, we did say, but in case any of you missed the last video, we did go in before, just because there was slightly reduced movement one night, and it was actually just that she dropped down behind the placenta, so Carys couldn't feel her so well.
Yeah.
But like, no issue at all, and they were like, any worries again, like come in, like they do not make you feel silly at all for going in to get it checked.
It was really nice. They were like, you 100% did the right thing, come in anytime. So that was really nice. So yeah, I rang again and they were so lovely on the phone. They were literally like, no, lots of people ring in about this. It is out there on Google. As long as movements are normal, that's all you need to worry about. Hiccups, and I spoke to my midwife about it today, and it was really interesting because hiccups can be a sign of the baby. That's probably what it was for that woman in distress, and it can also be signs of seizure and anything like that. But there is no way of knowing. Or was it sign of seizure? I can't remember, but basically there is no way of knowing about that. The only way of knowing anything to do with your baby is reduced movements. So there is like, hiccups are completely normal and fine. Normal movements is what you're looking for, and the baby was having normal movements.
Yes, because like you said, you probably noticed it, and then how long had gone by? Like half an hour?
Yeah.
Before we called, and then it's kind of, by that time she was already moving normally again, so...
But, oh gosh, it is just terrifying. It honestly is, and it's just always worth ringing. And you won't be a pest. I know it feels like you are sometimes.
And I think if you weren't convinced that normal movements had resumed, you've just got to say, oh, I'm not convinced, and they would have you in like that to get you checked out. So that's why there's no harm in ringing, because they might say, if normal movements resumed, you might say, oh, I'm not sure, I kind of feel like they're not the same. Then they'd have you in and you'd kind of get checked out.
Just to double check, defo, because it's really hard. Like, it's not like you have a tick list to tick off. Like, and I feel like there's just so much pressure on the woman to be like, well, are the movements normal? And you're like, well, are they? I don't know. She did kick a bit. She's kicking a bit, but like, are they as much as usual? Are they more than usual? It is so hard to put your mind at rest when it's your freaking baby in your belly, and obviously you care about it so much. You just want to do everything perfectly for the baby,
And I don't think you'll find a mum out there that has gone through any pregnancy in which they haven't had at least one worry during their pregnancy. To say like you're not alone is an understatement. You're so far not alone. Yeah. Like, I just think... Definitely. My mum did it, your mum did it, like...
Very normal.
Like, it's normal.
But at the same time, it is good to take a step back and chill and not become definitely stay off the forums if you can. Too much. I get myself involved with the forums and they're just never good. But
there's always going to be the really horrible, unfortunate one-off case. And yes, it's good to take note and to take advice and stuff, but that is kind of the one-off and
Like, that's the thing. It's not that you don't want to, again, it's like the home birth thing. You want to know all the facts, you want to know all there is to know, but also you want to have like a good balance with it, just to keep like positive and have like a healthy relationship with pregnancy. So that was the only exciting things. Apart from that, I'm feeling good, just more tired. And we're taking each day as it comes, aren't we? Yeah. And we're getting all the housework done, hopefully by beginning of March. We're like really hoping to have the last 4 weeks just...
I think it's all going to be done in 2 weeks' time.
I know. It's flying, isn't it?
Yeah. So at the end of next week, the utility and downstairs toilet will be done. And then I reckon it'll take a few days to paint and it's all done. Then we just need to tidy up that middle room. We can get everything back into our garage and utility.
That's so exciting. So what are we doing for the rest of the day? It's 4 o'clock.
No.
I just love doing my videos.
Well, I'm going to go out on a run. And then come back and we're going to make some spaghetti bolognese. And you're going to have to sit down because you're not feeling...
My belly feels a bit sensitive today, so I'm just going to like take a chill. I can't have another bath. I'm having a blooming bath every day. But everyone I seem to speak to in pregnancy says they get obsessed with baths, and I think it's just that it relaxes your muscles and the babies kick when you're in the bath quite a lot, because I think you relax, you probably release loads of lovely endorphins, and the baby's like, yeah, relaxed mum.
It's
They
funny,
love
isn't
it
it? How
when
the mum gets relaxed and the baby's like,
don't relax too much. I'm here.
are you still a pig and out the bath?
Only just. Yeah, I am getting to a point where I'm definitely going to start calling James at some
I
point.
haven't got on a run, so how long is your bath going to be?
The water sucks up when I get stand up. It's literally or if I move from front to back of the bath, all the water
That's happened to me forever.
I know, it's great though, because it's a good way of mixing the hot and cold water out the tap.
Oh, yeah.
Because I find that a lot of the hot water goes to the front of the bath.
Sorry. Do you sit in the bath empty
as it fills up
and then fill it up?
Well, yes, I do, because I have this...
I'm sorry.
I do, because I have this process, I told you yesterday, where I go in the shower first to wash, and then I decide in the shower if I want to have a bath. And then usually I'll say yes, unless I'm extraordinarily hot and I'm flustered from the shower.
Right.
I'll say yes, I'd like to have a bath. So I'll start running the water then, turn off the shower and sit in the splash and splash around and put myself back and forth to mix the hot and cold water. Otherwise the front of the bath gets very hot and the back's very cold, which is actually where I'm lying.
No, that's fine. Does anyone else sit in the bath? I understand,
it's not nice.
When the bath's half full,
yeah,
you get in and then you kind of finish topping it up.
Well,
but I've never really think let's sit in an empty bath and just start from scratch.
I do keep the shower on until it's a quarter of the way full.
Don't you get your soapy, dirty water from washing in the shower?
But I've already washed.
Right, and then you just stand in the
so
shower.
It's you wash with wash your hair, whatever you want to do.
That's efficient.
Put the plug in, keep the shower on to keep yourself warm as the bath rises.
So you've got the shower on and the taps on. Until so doubly quick.
Yes.
Bath rising.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And then that's it really. Add a bit of bubble bath and then
lovely.
I highly recommend.
Do you want to tell us anything about Radox bubble bath?
Yeah, it doesn't.
A lot of comments on the last video. It's a bit of an old wives' tale, is it?
Yeah, so I posted a picture of the Radox bubble bath, because I think I spoke about this in the last video.
Yeah, it was. There was comments on the last video.
Oh, I didn't
Someone
see
said
them.
that Radox bubble bath is extremely dangerous.
Oh, yeah, so I posted on my Instagram showing the Radox bubble bath, and I definitely spoke to you guys about it before, just because it's relaxing and lovely. And there's basically this thing going around on the internet. Somebody posted about, what was it, a herb or something that was in Radox bath thing that would induce early labour. And there was a big kerfuffle about it, and clearly a lot of people saw it. And so I got a lot of responses on my Instagram straight away. I'd not seen the original post, no.
No.
I think it might have been last year or something. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, so then I just Googled it, and it came up with basically all of the evidence against it. It was just kind of, not even a rumour. Yeah, against it. It wasn't true, basically. There's something called Clary sage, which does induce labour, but the amount in bath products is absolutely minimal. It would never induce your labour. And there was just loads of different people saying that basically Radox is obviously up to all the standards it would have to have on the products if it was going to induce labour in the slightest. And when they use Clary sage to induce labour, they literally have extreme amounts of it, and there'll be tiny, tiny amounts in the bath stuff. And even saying that, I wasn't actually using the one that was speculated to be that one anyway.
Oh, which one is it?
The muscle soap one is, but I've been using the stress reliever. But I did use the muscle soap one before. Yeah. But obviously, and you can use it because it's absolutely safe in pregnancy.
Yeah. It was something like, wasn't it like a rogue midwife posted it or something?
A beautician?
Oh, a beautician posted it.
They
obviously just saw the ingredients and said...
Yes, because they knew that about Carys sage, so they had some sort of either health, beauty or something.
Yeah, you just see the ingredients, and rather than kind of research the amount of anything, you just kind of make the statement of you will induce labour. Yeah.
It's that's so much more dangerous. I was sat in the bath have I just induced myself? I've been bathing with this for the last week. Oh my goodness. Have I literally just put harm to me and my baby? That's so much worse for a pregnant woman, in my opinion.
You just do a bit more research before kind of tweeting that it's going to induce, because it would cause panic when clearly all midwives say no, it's fine because there's nowhere near enough in it. Kind of thing.
Ooh, stressful stuff. So keep using your Radox bath stuff and do what's right for you. Okay, we will stop talking now. So it's a little bit later on now. I had a lovely bath and James had a lovely run, didn't you, James? Didn't you, James?
Lovely is a strong word for a run, but it was very nice.
He's proud he went. It was actually a very long run. And James is cooking a bolognese, one of my favourite meals that James cooks, just a massive bolognese, and I just make my way through it. I then, after the bolognese night, I sometimes have it on chips or toast.
Next day you chuck some curly fries in the oven, bolognese on top.
Bam, bam, bam. And James even went a bit adventurous, James the cook, and he bought us some, what's this one, basil.
Yeah.
That one's basil.
We've got a rosemary one on the windowsill.
So we're trying to grow our own plants. We've already...
I don't know how long they're meant to last for.
Well, knowing us, we've already flooded them and we're probably going to drown them and they're probably not going to last as long as they should.
Well, they were only a little bit more expensive than like the bags of them.
Yeah.
And I thought, let's give it a go. Hopefully we can have them survive. And they look cute.
They look cute, don't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's going to be good. So I've just changed the batteries as well on my fairy lights because they were out of battery for ages. Hi, Mila. No, just chilling. They were out of battery for ages, so now I need to pick a setting because James fancies a little bit. Because number 8, I've got my little remote here, by the way. Number 8, if I put them on number 8. Okay, I'm too small, I can't reach the blooming control thing. Oh dear, what have I done? I thought number 8 was stationary. So I've got number 8 to work. Number 8 is just like, just on. So what do you want, Boo? Combination, wave, sequential.
Wave, I think I quite liked.
Wave, okay, so that's number 2. Let's give that a go.
Wow.
Alright, I love technology. Oh, like that?
No, that's too quick. It was slower.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a slow wave.
Right, I'll find it. We couldn't settle on a flashing number, so we've gone for steady again. Slow and steady wins the race.
It does in this house, yes.
So James is cooking a bolognese, and also the other exciting thing is our sofa is arriving in a few days. So this whole section is going to get sorted out, and that's going to be our next little project, which is going to be fun because I am just loving the finishing touches on the kitchen coming together. So that is it from us, guys. James is just weighing his Shiraz. He's in the mode. He's in the, what's the word? Zone.
I'm in the zone. I know, you kind of like got me a little bit, but I actually have to do the work, and then it's just going to bubble for about an hour.
It's too late, Boo. We're just saying goodbye. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next video. Please give a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you do, and turn your notifications on. Wow, I haven't done that sort of outro in ages.
We actually put up a random YouTube story the other day.
Whoa.
So if you guys subscribe with your noties on, you'll see our YouTube stories for when we don't post.
I know, yeah, literally. It's good to be able to update you guys on them. And they stay for 7 days, which is exciting. So we'll see you over there, or we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. We love you so much, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.